Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Sunday Showdown, a podcast presented to you by the Fifth Quarter. And fuck, we have a very hot episode coming in the day after the Browns game. Browns are on a short week. Podcast is on a short week, so if you're listening to this, it's probably Thursday morning. So thank you guys for tuning in. Right away, jumping right into it. After the shitty Browns showed up this week, is it too early to hit the panic button on the Browns this season? 31% of the people said way too early. 50% of the people said give it a few more weeks. 19% of the people said smash the button now. The smash the button now people have to be trolling, as much of a troll as I am. When Baker Mayfield, I think when he got hurt, I tweeted at the Browns. I said, at this point, you might as well just tank. As much of a troll as I am, I think the smash the button now is a bit excessive, if you ask me. Teams have shitty games. Our defense has played like shit multiple weeks. So while I don't think it's way too early, I still think it's early. I still think we give it a few more weeks. I mean, it's week 6. You know what I mean? We have a lot. We have 10 more goddamn games left. You know what I'm saying? And
got 11 games left.
Oh yeah,
no, 10 games. 10 games. You're right, because of
the bye.
Because of the bye. Yeah. Right.
See? So, yeah, I just like I said, I don't think it's way too early.
No. There is 17 weeks. There's 17 games.
Oh yeah, they haven't played week 6 yet.
Yeah.
So technically they have 11 games left, but we're going to be in week 6 after tonight. So, yeah. So 11 more games left. I'm not, like I said, I don't think it's way too early. I still think we need to give it a few more weeks. No reason to smash the button now. It is what it is. The Cardinals are arguably the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, dude, they've beaten the Rams. They've beaten everybody.
And they've blown everybody out. They haven't just, this wasn't just like a Browns, the Browns showed up. And I'm not making excuses. But it's like, when you go back and look at the teams, how the Cardinals have beat these teams, week 1, they murdered Tennessee, 38-13. Close game with Minnesota, but then they beat the shit. If you remember the Rams game, it's 37-20. That score does not, do justice for the Rams, because the Rams were getting their asses beat. It was a close game last week with San Francisco, but I mean, they've hung 30 on everybody they've faced except for San Francisco.
Yeah.
So while I do think, the Browns defense playing like shit, Baker Mayfield playing like shit, the offense just playing like shit, everybody playing hurt, that does have a huge effect and take up a huge percentage of the fucking loss. But I don't think you can't take that away from the Cardinals. They're a good team. You know what I mean? They're a good-ass team. I was saying since week 2, Kyler Murray MVP, question mark? He's playing great. So, it is what it is. You chalk it up as an L and you move on.
Yeah, I don't I don't agree with the smash the button now, but I wanted to put that in there to see who
they got to be
either is trolling or who is jumping off the ship already.
If it was week 10 and everybody was hurt like this, and we had continued to play shitty defense, then okay, I wouldn't say it's a troll, but I mean, even then, week 10 is still, you can still make a run. You know what I mean?
Right. One thing I'll say, and I saw this on Twitter earlier, at this point in the season, most of the, the people who predict records, the guys on NFL Network and NFL Live and all that, they had the Browns at 3-3. Most of them did. They were saying optimistically 4-2. The Browns could be 3-3 at their 6 games. I mean, losing to the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Cardinals, all 3 of them.
We've played 3 of the top teams in the NFL.
Right. Regardless. Now, granted, you have to compete, obviously. If you, they could say, if you want to beat the best team, you got to beat, that sort of thing.
That's the biggest letdown from this week is I've always said I want to play these good teams. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to show up to the playoffs and play the best of the best in the playoffs and we haven't played anybody and we get our asses beat. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's the only thing that sucks is we didn't compete. We competed last week with the Chargers, but then look what the Ravens do to the Chargers this week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder, is our defense just that shitty?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Good thing is, yes, you hate to lose like that, like did last week and like we did this week. Um, it's early enough to fix those mistakes.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not like we're losing 38-13 in week 14 of the NFL season and we just lost both our starting running backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Granted, it sucks that they're hurt and it's unfortunate, and we're gonna have to find a way to will out some wins. But we
And
still have weapons to do it, and there's really no excuse. But
and
yeah, I think it's too early to smash the button. Give it a few more weeks for sure. I don't know what week they have their bye week. I think it's around week 9 or week 10.
the Browns week 13 is what it says on
Oh
Yahoo, but
God,
I thought it was week
damn.
9. I thought it was week 9.
Yeah, I won't give it till the bye week, but we play Denver this week, Pittsburgh the week after, and then like Cincinnati, Detroit. So it's some easier games than the last two games we just had. So got to figure out a way to win. It's a part of the NFL. People get hurt all the time. Great quarterbacks, great teams, great coaches figure out ways to get it done.
Yeah. And these are the worst 2 games of our schedule, if you ask me.
Chargers.
You know what I mean?
And Arizona?
Chargers and Cardinals.
Yeah.
Worst 2 games. You know
The
what I'm
only thing that
saying?
may be worse is playing the Ravens back to back, but there's a bye week
Our
in
bye
between
weeks
there,
in
so it's
between.
not
Yeah.
even. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But
and one of them's prime time. Maybe we'll get another shootout like we did last year.
yeah.
So I don't know. It is what it is. Moving on. We'll Baker Mayfield, huge hot topic on Twitter and just everywhere. Browns fans are back and forth with Baker Mayfield. Um, it's rough because as a Browns fan, I want to hold Baker Mayfield to a higher standard, and I feel like people have this idea that you can't criticize Baker Mayfield. Like everybody on Twitter is like, no, we ride with 6, like no Baker Mayfield slander. But like, why can't you hold your quarterback to a higher standard? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you want him to play better? It's just natural if he has a shitty game to be frustrated and want him to play better.
Yeah.
And like Gabby Goody was saying, I got to pull up the tweet because I got to read it word for word. Let me see what she said, because it was like kind of annoying. And she tweeted last night, the Browns are a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. Every team is a quarterback away from a Super Bowl.
Yeah, unless you're Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
Like, and I quote tweeted it and said, give me Dak Prescott and we're Super Bowl champions. Because I truly feel like Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback in the NFL. I feel like Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback, and nothing against Baker Mayfield. I think you put Dak Prescott on any other team with the same like caliber of ours, you could arguably say that their team is the same caliber. Look at their offensive weapons, their offensive line. Fucking Trevon Diggs is amazing. Their defense is a complete 180 from last year, and Dak Prescott is playing amazing. You take, like I said, any team is a quarterback away. You take Josh Allen, put him on the Browns. You know what I mean? Any team is a quarterback away. So that's annoying, but that's not the tweet I'm talking about. That's not the tweet I'm talking about. And we can spend the whole episode talking about Baker Mayfield because there's so many fucking annoying ass opinions and discussions on both sides, people that are backing Baker Mayfield and people that are against him. And it's just so goddamn annoying. So let me find it. It was talking about, here we go. She said, if you were Stefanski, would you start Case Keenum or let Baker play through injury against the Browns? This is my thing with Case Keenum. The only reason I would want Case Keenum to play is for Baker Mayfield's health.
Yeah.
Whether or not he would play or do better, I don't know. Maybe not, probably not. But it's not that I would want Case Keenum to start over Baker Mayfield because I think he would perform better. It's for Baker Mayfield's health.
Yeah. And
If
that's my
he's
issue. Go ahead.
if he's fine, he's gonna go in today, tomorrow. Medical professionals, people that are professionals within the medical field, are gonna look at him, and if he's cleared to play, I trust it. Let him play. There's no reason why Case Keenum could play. Now, if
Right.
when he got hurt yesterday and his shit was completely tore and he couldn't go back out there, for his health, or if I don't want to say if it was completely torn because that's a bit excessive. Like obviously you're not coming back out, but if like medical trainer said like, hey, like you're done, but he wanted to go back out, obviously like I would want Case Keenum to play for Baker Mayfield's health. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I don't think, you know, at the end of the day, we drafted Baker Mayfield #1 overall. Regardless if he's pissed me off or not, multiple games this year with turnovers, you know, it is what it is. Quarterbacks have shitty games. They go through slumps. You know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, we drafted him #1 overall, changed the culture on the Browns, and led us to our first playoff victory in X amount of years, our first playoff appearance in X amount of years. So at the end of the day, that's the person that I don't care if he has a bad game. I don't care if he comes in and throws 4 interceptions. Next week he's starting. You know what I mean? And I hate to compare him to Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Week 1, Aaron Rodgers comes out, plays like dog shit. They get destroyed. Guess what? Comes back, has looked completely different since.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just people you put faith in your quarterback, you know what I mean? And I feel like
Right.
that's a cancer that Browns fans have had throughout all these quarterbacks. It's always been look at perfect fucking example. Johnny Manziel gets drafted. Brian Hoyer's the quarterback. And I hated Brian Hoyer because I liked Johnny Manziel. But how many mistakes did Brian Hoyer make? He could throw 1 pick, 2 picks, have a bad game, and they're like, bring in Manziel. Bring
Yeah.
in Manziel. That's a cancer that Browns fans have had throughout these past 20 years. That's annoying. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to bench Baker Mayfield unless it's because of his health.
Yeah.
It's just plain and simple. There's a bunch of other things that go into like the offense playing shitty and stuff like that. You know, there's problems with, you know, the play calling and all the other shit, you know. Defensive scheme, I think there's something wrong with it. But that's for a different segment, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, with Baker Mayfield, unless it's because of his health, I think he needs to start. Regardless of how mad he makes me at sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He led us to the playoffs. What is there not to trust about him? You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But
absolutely.
then on the last thing I want to say, sorry, I don't want to be taking all the time. The one thing I want to say that I brought up yesterday was, at what point do you like go, okay, Baker Mayfield's is what he is. He's not going to reach the next level. You look at Lamar Jackson, who is playing elite, playing at a level that we want to see Baker Mayfield play at. You look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen is playing at a level that we want to see Browns fans. As Browns fans, you want to see Baker Mayfield reach that level. And it just sucks that other players in his draft class that were drafted after him are reaching this level, and he's just not quite there yet. So my question, like I said, my question is, at what point do you just kind of like agree that, okay, he's not going to hit that, you know, he is what he is. And does he need to hit that? You know what I'm saying? Do all teams need a great elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl? It's just, you know, just my question. You know, if you have a great team around this quarterback, but you have an average quarterback, is that good enough to win a Super Bowl? I'm done though. That's the question that I just wanted to throw out there. There's no
You're
right or
good.
wrong. There's no answer. That's just like the questions that like I'm like thinking like, okay, is it the end of this year? You know, do we like what what do we do? But it's, it goes back to the question of the week is like, it's early. You know what I mean? It's 6 weeks, 5 weeks into the NFL. Played the best team in the NFL. What do you want to do? It's okay to hold Baker Mayfield to a higher standard. It's not okay to hold him to unrealistic standards. It's not okay to hold the Browns to unrealistic standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real here. So that's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely have seen people, there's nothing wrong with criticizing Baker when he makes mistakes. I get it. The people who are saying that there are people who say that you can't criticize him, I've not seen that. What I've seen is people who over criticize and say, he's not our guy, let's get rid of him, bring in Case Keenum. The point I want to make is Case Keenum won't do any better. And I just looked it up. There are no free agent quarterbacks in 2022. The draft class coming out right now isn't that great. So unless there's a player like a Pat Mahomes or a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields or something like that, you're not gonna take that chance. Right. You know what I mean? They're just not gonna do it. So I don't see, if you want to get rid of Baker, okay, then what is our option? Oh, I don't know. Well, then no, we're not going to get rid of Baker Mayfield. That's just a stupid thought, and you're just saying it because he's playing bad. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a legit option, another alternative, sure, I'll listen to it. But the people who are saying, oh, we should have traded for Deshaun Watson, they're fucking idiots. The dude's not even going to play it down in the NFL ever again, most likely. Like, come on. Oh, we should have traded for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was going to pick where he wanted to go. The rumor was he wanted to go to Denver. There was no rumors about him wanting to come to Cleveland. So get that out of your head.
Yeah, so
we should have traded for Russell Wilson. All that Russell Wilson off-season stuff clearly was a smokescreen. He was never going to leave Seattle. So get that out of your head. There were no options. There still are no options. The top free agent quarterback in 2022 is fucking Big Ben. And then Taysom Hill. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston. You really want to go with any of those guys? No? All right, then. You can criticize the quarterback without saying he's not our guy. It's 6 games into the season. Look what he did in the second half of last year. He balled out. You know what I mean? Like, what the Browns need to do as a whole, Baker Mayfield obviously needs to play better, but what I've seen this year is they're not playing into his strength. He is not a 5-wide drop back, throw the ball deep quarterback. He's not that guy. He wasn't that guy last year. He's not the guy this year. What he excels most in, quick throws. He's great at play action. We rarely see any play action. We've not seen it at all.
Bro, that's weird that you say that because I was talking about that with a guy that I work with, and he, like, what's up with, like, you remember how many trick plays did we run last year?
A lot.
We would run one every week. Whether it was Jarvis Landry was throwing the ball, Odell Beckham was throwing the ball, Baker Mayfield was catching the whatever, you know what I mean? Not saying we need to run more trick plays, but what were we doing last year that worked to get us out of pinches and also shit that was just high percentage for Baker Mayfield? Play action. Play action.
The screen passes, the slants, the drag routes with the tight end, the tight end going out into the flat. We saw all of that.
How many times last year did you see a quick, in the first couple weeks, and even with Jarvis Landry, now Jarvis Landry has been hurt, but how many times have you seen like a quick slant, 5-yard slant with Odell Beckham? And
year?
Last year. You saw it a lot with Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. You know what I mean? Yeah. The first year Odell Beckham was here. Big touchdown on fucking primetime football against the Jets. What was it, 70 yards on a fucking quick slant? Yep. Where are those at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And that's not necessarily on Baker himself. That's more on Stefanski.
That goes back to the play calling. Yeah, that goes back to the play calling.
You have to, Baker is struggling. If we want to find out whether or not he's the guy, let's run plays that go to his strengths. And then if he struggles, then you could say, okay, clearly it's not working. We're not doing that. We're spreading the offense out with 2 backup tackles, expecting them to hold their blocks for 3-4 seconds so the receivers can get all the way downfield to make a play. We need to stop doing that.
Especially with a banged up fucking offensive line like this week. Like, you don't have the time, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, get them under center, bring in, Njoku or Harrison Bryant or Hooper, whoever's a better blocker, let him chip the defensive end for a second. Let him go into the flat like we did last year. Baker hits all his quick reads. If none of them there, check it down to the tight end. Or don't even. Odell, one-on-one on the outside against a not top 10, 20 cornerback. You look at him, you check to a quick slant, you throw the fucking slant. You know what I mean? Like screen passes with Dimitri Felton. I know that's Jarvis's thing. Obviously, he's not out. The guy was electric. We saw it against Houston. Get the ball in his hands quickly.
Yeah.
Every analyst I've seen since Baker has come into the league is he's great when he gets quick decisions, quick passes. That's where he excels the most. He's not a sit back there, scan the field, like Lamar does, keep the play alive. He's not that guy. That's why Lamar excels so much. Quick passes. We have the receivers to do it. Higgins isn't a slouch. DPJ has proven he's not a slouch. We have Njoku, who's playing amazing. Hooper's been pretty reliable. You still have Odell, who we don't know if he's in his prime because we don't get him the ball to show it. We could do it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's way too early to throw this guy under the bus, and that's what pisses me off the most is people are claiming, yes, he's played bad, and like you said, if he's hurt and he can't play, absolutely bench him. But I read, I don't remember who said it, that a partially torn labrum, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it until you have surgery. Like whether he sits out this week or not, right. Anytime he gets hit until the end of the season, it's gonna hurt. So sitting him out, yeah, maybe make the soreness go away a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything. So that's why I said today, no, don't bench him. The only way that he's going to perform better is to get his confidence up. You putting him on the bench when he feels like he can play and people going out in there and cheering for Case Keenum, you think that's going to help Baker Mayfield? No. He's a tough dude. He knows he's gotten out of slumps before. He started last year terrible. And he absolutely flipped the switch because we changed some things around. That Tennessee game was his first breakout game. And then after that, he was clicking the rest of the season, including the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, until the KC game.
I think we're just missing a breakout game. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, we need it. What gets me... Go ahead.
He played good. He played good against, the Chargers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over. 2 touchdowns, 300 yards.
Yeah. Played good against Chicago. Not really.
He missed some throws, but didn't
turn the ball over. But it's like he still hasn't had that big game. He played well against the Chiefs. No touchdowns, but didn't turn the ball over.
Except that last pick, yeah.
Yeah, one pick. Which was actually big, but up to that point he didn't play well. But I feel like he hasn't had that breakout 4 touchdown 350-yard game like the Titans game.
We've been running the ball like crazy. Now he needs to. Now there's no excuse because the ball, the game plan is going to go through Baker Mayfield every week before this week, including last week. I think they were still we're going to run the ball. Our run ball is our identity this week. We're going to focus on that. In Arizona, I think it was Batonio who came out and said that Arizona's defense, and I don't know the schematics of what this means, but they said Arizona ran a 6-2 defense, which I guess is built to stop the run.
Yeah.
So seeing that early in the game, you think you'd be like, okay, let's give Kareem some touches early on, get them thinking, oh, they're still going to run the ball, and then break out the fucking play action. We didn't even do that. It was like we tried to throw the ball in the first drive, and it was like that didn't work. And we tried to run the ball, that didn't work. And it was pass, and then it was too late. Line wasn't holding blocks. Baker was getting sacked, fumbling the ball. And at that point, it was like, okay, what the fuck do we do now?
So, what are we moving on from the Baker Mayfield topic and just talking about?
Yeah, we can. Game? I just want to say it's too early to give up on a dude. Give him some time. Give him some time.
I agree.
One last thing. Do you remember last week, week 6, who we played? Pittsburgh. What was the first series of the game? Pick 6. Very first series. He recovered from that. I won't say he's doing the same thing this year as he did last year, but it's pretty similar. And yeah, I saw some people complaining last year, Baker's got to play better, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't, let's throw in Case Keenum in.
That's what I'm talking about is it's okay to if he has making stupid mistakes, like the pick was where were you throwing the ball?
Yeah, the pick to Higgins was absolutely. I mean,
You
there's
know what I'm
nothing you could
saying?
say about that. You know.
I mean, the fumbles too are just like take the sack. You know what I mean? Or take care of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, it's shit like that is it's like what are you doing? You got to play better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And he knows that, but it gets to a certain point to where it's like, okay, like you need to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? And like actions speak louder than words. Like I don't just want to see you continuously to make stupid mistakes and then at a presser say, "Oh, this was a piss poor performance. I got to play better,"
Right.
and then not play better.
Right.
That's what I mean by like the standard that like it's okay to hold him to that standard. I still don't think we should bench him. I mean, give him the rest of the year. It's
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
because if you
Case
bench him,
Keenum
you're
hasn't
basically giving
started.
up the season.
When's the last time Case Keenum started a fucking game?
2017. We have a
Really?
higher chance of making the playoffs and in doing well with Baker Mayfield than we do with Case Keenum. Not only because he's better than Case Keenum, but if you bench your starting quarterback midway through the season, what do you think that does to the rest of the team?
Right.
You don't think they have faith that Baker's going to turn it around? You're crazy. They're not,
Yeah.
in the back of their minds, they're not saying, "Oh God, I wish we had Case Keenum." And there's no
Right.
way. They know
Right.
Baker can get it done. They've seen him do it. So like, it's more to
Yeah.
just getting Baker out of the game. Like you can't just say bench Baker because then I'm going to ask, okay, what's your plan then? And when you say, oh, I don't know, I'll say, okay, then sit on the couch, you general manager, couch, quarterback, coach, and shut up. It's that simple.
Right. So moving on, transitioning a little into, we talked a little bit about this game, Browns versus Cardinals. The whole team pretty much fucking collapsed. The defense played like complete ass. Once again, bring up the MIA stickers for the Browns defense. Kyler Murray threw 4 touchdowns, 229 yards. DeAndre Hopkins had 2 touchdowns. The Christian Kirk touchdown was fucking
Didn't AJ Green have a
ridiculous.
touchdown too?
Yeah, AJ Green had a touchdown too. He led their team in receiving yards, 79 on 5 receptions. Yeah. And then our defense, like I said, just didn't show up. I don't even know if we got a sack this week. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Clowney had one. Miles Garrett had one, and that's about it.
yeah.
Um,
One thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say another thing is injuries.
Yeah.
How many people got injured this week? A shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt's out 3 weeks, looking like with a calf injury. Jeremiah Owusu's probably gonna be out. Odell Beckham hurt his shoulder. Who knows what that's gonna be like? So.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem right now is the defense. And I think that's obvious. When your entire defense is playing bad, it's not just a player to, it's a scheme thing. That's on Joe Woods. 100% it's on Joe Woods. I can't tell you how many plays I saw. People were posting clips of it today of a big play happening and John Johnson and other guys looking at each other, literally throwing their hands up like, I don't know what happened. That's a
Right.
scheme thing. You can't tell me 11 professional athletes are going to make that many mistakes multiple games in a row and it be on the players
Right.
every time. It's 100% on Joe Woods. Okay, if your players can't get this game right, I don't know, maybe change the fucking scheme. Make it easier for them to understand. Make their assignments easier. This is multiple weeks in a row that we've given up 30 plus points. Like that's on the coordinator. Has to be.
Yeah, that's
I
my
don't
big thing
understand.
is
And Delpit playing, he was flying around the first 2 games he came back. Sunday he played 7 snaps. 7.
stupid.
Why is that even happening? I don't understand. I mean, I someone could logically explain it to me and why Joe Woods decided to do that, but I'll call him an idiot because the first 2 games he was his debuts, I guess you could say, he's flying all over the field, breaking up passes, coming up and stopping the run. The guy is just a heat-seeking missile, just like a Wusu. You get the guy in the field, he's going to make a play. Yeah, he missed that tackle on DeAndre Hopkins, but so did 2 other defenders. Like I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on with that defense. There's no excuse why we should be giving up 40 points to anybody with the guys we got.
Yeah. Yeah. And then on the offensive side, it's what we talked about, play calling. Baker Mayfield's got to play better, make better decisions. But another thing what really hurt us is our run game wasn't that good. And I truly feel that Kareem Hunt doesn't play well without Nick Chubb. And this game proved it. He 66 rush yards on 14 attempts.
Which isn't terrible, but
I mean, no, but he wasn't running like he normally does.
Yeah. I mean, he was banged up, who knows if that was
and that's another
it,
yeah. That could be so, but
what to counter that is you have to pick an identity. Like they said before the game, they wanted to not put the load on Kareem Hunt and have him have fewer carries or whatever the hell they said, whatever Stefanski came out and said. But then they didn't do that.
Give Dearness Johnson. Dearness Johnson had one run.
Yeah, I don't. It seemed like they really had no identity in this game. They didn't know what they wanted to do, and it ended up. I don't want to say that's why Kareem got hurt, but I don't know.
I like Donovan Peoples-Jones coming alive.
He's a playmaker, dude.
5 targets, 4 receptions, 101 yards, long Hail Mary, lucky catch, but 2 touchdowns. I would like to see him get the ball more. Odell Beckham had 8 targets, 5 catches. Should have had 6, but that ball was poked out or he dropped it. Whatever people want to say. I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, but this week to Baker to Odell was way better than any previous week.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to see. 8 targets, 5 catches for 79 yards. I'm okay with that with Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? It's just that play where he dropped that ball on 4th down. Was it poked out or did he drop that?
I did see the replay. Fusco told me to watch replay. I did. The defender did get his arm in there from the angle that I did see. So that one's kind of a toss-up. Yeah, I would love for him to come down with that. But it's one of those bang-bang plays. You can't really put the blame on him. The ball was where it was supposed to be, away from the defender. He just kind of stuck his arm around and kind of knocked it loose. But I don't know. This week he's going to have to get more than 8 targets. He's going to have to because Baker's going to throw the ball probably 40 times.
If he even plays.
He'll play. He came back in the game. He'll play.
Yeah, I would hope to. I would hope so, but
there ain't no way he's sitting out. He can't. No way. No way. I don't know. I haven't heard about Jarvis. I don't know if they practiced today. From what I understand, Jarvis was closed last week, so I don't see why you wouldn't bring him back this week because we need a boost. We need something for the defense to be like, oh, how the hell are we going to cover him and Odell? You know what I mean? It seems like they're really not giving the respect to DPJ. Maybe a little bit more now. But if you have Jarvis, OBJ, DBJ, and Higgins and Njoku, it just makes the defense sit back and be like, okay, and we know they can't run the ball, but look at all these goddamn weapons they have. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not as threatening because we don't use them. Yeah, we have all these weapons, but we haven't used them. Right. Now, if we come out and use all of them, the very next week when we play, I don't know, whoever it is, Pittsburgh, they're going to be like, well, shit. Yeah. Baker threw 4 touchdowns and completed a pass to 9 different receivers. Who the hell do we prepare for?
I would like to hope that Nick Chubb is back by the time we play Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I want to say we probably don't need him this week. I mean, let's be real. Denver's not good. They're not a good football team.
They started out decent. They were 3-0 and they've lost 3 straight.
The 3 teams they played were combined 0-9 when they were 3-0. I mean, come on. They just let the Raiders defense get 5 sacks and 3 turnovers.
Yeah. They literally played the Giants, Jacksonville, and the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've lost to Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Las Vegas.
I mean, I have Melvin Gordon on my fantasy team. Their run game's not that great. Him and Javonte Williams probably average 40 yards each a game.
Yeah.
No touchdowns. They really don't score touchdowns.
They rely on Teddy B and fucking Sutton.
Yeah, pretty much. And Cameron Sutton or Cortland Sutton's a good receiver, but he's no DeAndre Hopkins. He's no Tyreek Hill.
And another reason why I wouldn't mind, not saying I wouldn't mind, obviously I want Nick Chubb to play because I think he elevates the Browns that much. I think he is the most important player on the Browns roster.
100%.
But I don't want to say we don't need him, but like if he didn't play this week, it is what it is. Next week is what matters. A divisional game, first divisional game. We haven't played in the division yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure Baltimore's played Cincy. Pittsburgh has played Cincy. Everybody.
I don't think Baltimore's played Cincy, but Pittsburgh has.
Okay, so that's the only divisional game. Yeah. Pittsburgh played Cincy and they lost. And I think that's the only divisional game that has been played.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore plays Cincy this week.
Yeah.
So
we can beat Denver without Nick Chubb. I'm just that confident that we can.
Yeah.
I mean, now if they're defense, they have Von Miller, and he's Von Miller, he's good, but you just prepare for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
hopefully our offensive line comes back better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would like to think that Conklin will be back this week, which would be huge. I didn't hear about his injury being multi-week. I mean, he was questionable going into the game. He could have played. Same with Wills. They were questionable, literally game time decisions. So I would like to think that they would be back by Thursday, which would be a huge, huge boost.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, we obviously need our offensive line healthy, but we got to change the game plan.
I still think Dearness Johnson. I still think he's not a bad
not at all. No, hell no, he's not bad. He proved it last year. He can do some things. He can do enough for you to open up the play action. That's kind of what I'm thinking. He can do enough. He's not going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage every time. He'll get 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards, maybe break a 10-yard run here and there. Enough to establish the run. That's all I really want.
Let me put this into perspective for you. Last year, he ran the ball 33 times throughout the season. Whatever. 166 rushes. He averaged 5 yards a carry. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
The sample size is very fucking small. Very small. But he's a hard runner. He's a very hard runner. He has the identity that our two running backs have as well. He fits the scheme of our run game.
Does.
So I know we're saying we, might come out and Baker might throw it 40 times, but let's try the run a little bit. Why not? Why not? And speaking of, fuck it, I know we got a little bit carried away on the Browns versus Cardinals, and then we kind of transferred into Browns versus Broncos. So let's just talk about that game. Assuming Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are both out, they gotta, find a way to win. And like I said, I think if both of them are out, why not try and run the ball with Dearness Johnson? Though, treat Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton like Kareem and Nick Chubb. Although I don't know how well Demetric Felton is like running the ball out of the backfield. We haven't seen that a lot, have we?
No, but if you're gonna do it, and this is how he was used at UCLA, which it doesn't become predictable, but you have to hand him the ball out of the shotgun is where he most succeeds. Give him get him outside or toss the ball to him, get him on the outside. That's where he excels, which we don't do a lot of with Hunt and Chubb. So it may be an advantage, because he's so freakishly fast, but they've got to do something with him. You can't not use Felton when I don't want to say he's a wild card, but he's like a dark horse. You don't know what you're going to get, but you're not going to get anything if you don't give him a chance,
Yeah.
Whether it's running, swinging him out of the backfield, and running a screen with him, or doing a little half, catch a pass, Baker catches it and swings it to the left or to the right, get it in his hands. He could get 4 or 5 yards. It's just the same thing as a run play.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, the receivers got to do their job. And then you're taking the pressure away from the offensive line immediately because it's on the outside. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I would go into this game. Absolutely give Johnson the ball in between the tackles just to try to establish something because you have to. But absolutely get both of those guys are more than capable of doing enough in a game like this, I think.
I think Jarvis Landry coming back, I really feel like
it would boost everything.
I really feel like Baker Mayfield's going to have I don't want to say he's going to have a great game, but it's prime time. Baker Mayfield plays very well in prime time, and I'm a firm believer.
Yeah, he plays very well on Thursday nights, too.
Prime example. Oh yes, you think of his debut was a Thursday night game. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And then the game where they played the Jets the following year, his second year, when Odell Beckham got that long ass touchdown pass, I'm pretty sure that was a Thursday night game. But
I think it was Monday night, but still prime time.
Prime time. I'm a firm believer in the way that people play in prime time. Prime example, Colts versus Ravens last week. I said Lamar Jackson comes alive in the fourth quarter of primetime football games. You look at him versus the Chiefs earlier this season. He came up short earlier against the Ravens, and then he comes back and fucking leads it to overtime to beat the Colts. That's a prime example of, like I said, players play well on primetime. If Baker Mayfield plays well in primetime.
You look at the Ravens last year, that primetime game. He lit it up.
Yeah, he came back and threw a game-winning touchdown. Fucking Lamar Jackson. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. Yeah. But then Baker Mayfield. It's another primetime game.
Yeah.
You know, so that both those players right there, that game specifically proves my point for both of those players. Regardless if the Browns lost or not, Baker Mayfield, that was a historic game.
Yeah.
That game was
we need the
great.
swagger. We need the swagger Mayfield.
And you know, Jarvis Landry's going to help that.
Oh, 1,000%.
Jarvis Landry boosts the confidence of Baker Mayfield. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Jarvis Landry compliments Odell Beckham. Jarvis Landry compliments the tight ends. Jarvis Landry compliments everybody. I think he's the most important wide receiver we have.
Oh, without a single doubt.
I don't think that's like unpopular. I don't think that's an unpopular.
No, everybody knows that.
I think every Browns fan would tell you Jarvis Landry is the most important receiver.
Every non-Browns
best receiver we have, absolutely as well.
Oh, so far, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Greatest Browns wide receiver to ever play for the Browns. I want to do it.
As far as consistency goes, I say yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't played enough for the Browns, but love Jarvis Landry.
But no, like you absolutely said on a Jarvis point. One more thing: if Jarvis comes back this week, you think they're going to double team Odell still?
No,
Hell no,
absolutely not. You can't.
Jarvis
will go for 130 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is with those two guys, Jarvis is an underneath in the middle of the field, gets you the gritty yards kind of thing. Odell, you can open up the top with Odell if Jarvis is back. We've yet to see it with both of them on the Browns. Usually one has a good game, one doesn't. But if there's a game where you're going to see if we can get them both going, it's this one.
I think, and I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at the stats from the Pittsburgh and Broncos game from 2 weeks ago. Big Ben didn't play terrible. 15 of 25, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He had a fumble. Najee Harris had 122 rushing yards against the Denver Broncos defense, which I get it. Nick Chubb might not play. Doesn't matter. I still think that proves my point of getting Dearness Johnson the ball, or if Nick Chubb plays, if Nick Chubb plays, it could be scary. He could have a big game. Chase Claypool, on the other hand, 5 receptions, 130 receiving yards, and Deontay Johnson had 72 yards on 2 receptions. I think this game is going to go at our pace. You know what I'm saying? It just proves, like you saying, their defense is You know what I'm saying? It can go at our pace. I could see David Njoku having another big game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
I would like to see Odell Beckham have a fucking Cowboys game like last year. I would love to see that. I would also love to see Jarvis Landry come back and just boost Odell Beckham's confidence. Or not Odell Beckham, but Baker Mayfield's confidence. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they're gonna need both of those guys. I mean, we may be jumping the gun. He may not return this week. Yeah. I've read that he very easily could, and I've read that he was possibly going to return last week. It's just they activated him off the IR like midweek, and he only had like 3 days of practice, which was just not realistic. But I don't know. I haven't read if he practiced today or if they even had practice today. But I would say if he practices tomorrow, pretty good shot he plays on Thursday, in my opinion.
Yeah, they said today that. Well, see, I'm seeing different shit from different accounts. Like, let me see what Ian Rappaport said. They're saying, yeah, Kareem's out 4 to 6 weeks. Yada, yada, yada. I don't know. They were saying that it's a long shot for Nick Chubb to play this week. But then I also saw something else that said...
Oh, Nick Chubb? I don't really anticipate Nick Chubb playing, but...
Really?
I'd be happy with getting Jarvis, though.
I don't know. We'll see. That Jake Trotter from fucking that Cleveland guy for ESPN said that he's progressing. He's not ruling out Nick Chubb playing. So I'd like to see him play, but whatever, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's talking about the Browns pisses me off because I just want to see them do good.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
So I don't know. I think this game will be a good game for Baker Mayfield and just the Browns in general. Hopefully the defense comes alive. Teddy B threw 3 interceptions last week. He's got 4 on the season, and that was against the Raiders. So, you know, yeah.
Take that for what it is.
Teddy B threw the ball 49 times for 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks, and they still lost. So, secondary's got to play because they're going to throw the ball. So, with that being said, unless you got anything else to add, I'm ready to move on.
I'm good.
With that being said, move on to the 5th quarter quick picks, locks, and upsets. I'm pretty sure, since this is an early episode, I'm pretty sure we missed a couple games for last week's episode. So we both picked the Rams. We picked the Falcons. Wait, that's week 5. Week 6. We both picked Tampa Bay. We both picked Green Bay. We picked the Colts to win, the Chiefs to win. We both picked the Chargers to beat the Ravens, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And then did we both pick the Raiders over Denver?
No, we both picked Denver because we said the Raiders game was...
So, yeah, we both missed 4 picks. The Browns, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Seahawks against the Steelers, which... fucking Geno Smith, man. He
almost had it.
TJ Watt, strip sack. Oh, I picked Carolina over Minnesota as well.
So did I.
I don't know if you did, but those are the games. Did we both pick Miami as well?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Tua was back.
So we missed 6 games. That's rough. But, whatever. But we tied. Nevertheless, we tied is what I'm saying. Assuming. But I know your mom counts the locks and upsets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got both of mine right. I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, she said if Buffalo wins tonight, we'll tie.
Okay. Which, it's a good game. Going into the 4th quarter, Buffalo's up 31-24, so it'll be a good game. So, with that being said, sorry. Cue the goddamn music. Do you have your picks this week, or? I have a good upset. I am going to go 3 weeks in a row. Actually, never mind. Dallas is on a bye week this week. I was going to pick them as my lock. My upset is going to be the Tennessee Titans over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, well, with the way Tennessee's playing right now, that's very possible.
I mean, I thought Tennessee was going to get blown out, but they came back. So yeah, that's going to be my upset, and that's a very risky upset, but I like it, And then, God, there are some spreads this week. Oh my Lord. My lock is going to be, I want to do a good one. I want to do a risky one that's risky of being wrong. My lock is going to be Baltimore over Cincinnati.
That should be a good game.
Yeah, Baltimore's favored to win by 6.5, but I don't know. It's a divisional matchup. Bengals playing good this year, so we'll see what happens. Hit me with yours.
My upset this week, and I don't know how it's really an upset. I'm going to take the Colts over the 49ers. Colts have been playing good. Jonathan Taylor is running like crazy, and Carson Wentz hasn't been playing terrible. He's been playing average, but he's not playing awful. 49ers, I don't know if they're starting Jimmy G or Trey Lance, and their running back situation is a disaster like last year. So I think this is a game that Indy could probably steal. So I'll go ahead and use that as my upset.
I like that. Let's go on.
My lock, I will go with. Let's look at it here. I'm gonna go with the Patriots over the Jets as my lock.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe lock.
New England played pretty good. Actually, they played really good.
Oh yeah.
Against Dallas, they were literally like one series away or one play away from winning that game. If they didn't throw the pick six, the game would have been over. So yeah, I'm gonna go with New England.
Not bad. First game of the week. Browns versus Broncos in Cleveland, primetime game. Give me the Browns every day of the week, 3 times on Thursday.
Yeah, I know I pick the Browns every week, but I'm really taking the Browns this week. Like,
yeah,
if I had to put some money on it, I would definitely take the Browns.
Yeah. The next game we got was my upset, Kansas City over Tennessee. I want this to be a good game, man. I love Patrick Mahomes. I love what he brings to the NFL. You know, he's a quarterback. A lot of people don't like flashy quarterbacks. They don't they didn't like Cam Newton's dancing, and like Patrick Mahomes, like his sidearm passes and just like how dominant he's been. People don't like Lamar Jackson because he's not your typical quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love what these guys bring to the table. They make the NFL fun to watch. It's fun to watch Patrick Mahomes play football when he's playing good. But like I said, I'm going with the Titans. But I think it's going to be a great game. I just think Kansas City's defense is not that good. Not saying the Titans is better, but Derrick Henry could destroy them. You've seen what the Browns did to the run game. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I'm actually going to take Kansas City. I've said this multiple weeks in a row. When the Chiefs don't get the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands, they don't play well. As soon as they started throwing him the ball last week, is when they started racking up yards, racking up points. He caught a touchdown, and the offense just opened up.
Yep.
So if they do that, because teams, it seems like, are starting to figure out what to do with Travis Kelce, they're just going to let him catch it underneath and not let him get behind him, which is fine and dandy. He'll have 12 catches, but if they don't let him score a touchdown, they're fine. Tyreek Hill can burn literally every defender in the NFL, and probably their sisters and mothers and brothers too. So they find a way to get the ball in his hands no matter who they're playing. Let's not forget, Tennessee's defense is not very good. So neither is the Chiefs, so it could be a shootout. But I think if they find a way to get the ball in their playmakers' hands, they'll win.
It's just how it is. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill both got 11 plus targets last week. So, and they when they started, like you said, when they started throwing them the ball, they really took off against Washington. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good game. Wish it was a primetime game, but hey, whatever. The next game, this was your lock, New England over the Jets. Very obvious pick. Divisional matchup, but I just think the Jets are not that good. So, give me Mac Jones and the Patriots. And then this was my lock, the Ravens over the Bengals. But it's another risky pick because it could go either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens as well. Lamar had a rough week last week through 2 picks, and they still won by double digits. So
I mean,
it seems like they're just clicking on all cylinders right
against the Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but they still beat the shit out of the Chargers.
That's what I mean. He had an off game for his standards, or what people would say for Lamar standards, and they still found a way to win. So I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. I didn't realize they beat them 34-6. Jeez Louise. Anyway, next game we have, and this was one of the point spreads that I was like blown away by. LA, the Rams versus the Lions. The Rams are favored to win by 15.
God damn.
I mean, they're going to. I'm picking the Rams. You'd be stupid to pick the Lions. But God, that's so disrespectful.
Jared Goff for Ben's game? Question mark.
I had somebody tweet me asking me about Baker Mayfield. They said, we'll give you one Jared Goff for one Baker Mayfield. Take it or leave it.
No, leave it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what, you're picking the Lions, right?
I'm picking the Rams 20 out of 20 times.
And then this was another game that's disrespectful as shit. Tampa Bay versus Chicago. In Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is favored to win by 13. Disrespectful.
Yeah, Tampa Bay probably is going to win by 13.
Man, I agree. I'm taking Tampa Bay. So you're taking Tampa Bay too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then the next game we have is Washington versus Green Bay. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay. Washington just isn't living up to the, well, I won't say hype because no one was really all that hype on them, but they're not playing very good. Defensively, that was their strong point. They're not playing good on defense, so definitely taking Green Bay.
Then we have Atlanta versus Miami. Don't really care about this game at all. But I'll probably go with... Oh, boy. This is a tough one.
Is it?
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I'm taking Atlanta. Dude, the Dolphins just lost to the fucking Jaguars.
I know, but
Atlanta's coming off a bye week, too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because wasn't Ridley, hurt?
Yeah. Oh, well, he missed the game before for a personal reason or something like that.
Yeah. Then we have Carolina versus the Giants. I'm going to go with Carolina.
Yeah, this one I would say, too, could be a tricky one.
I don't know, man.
Because McCaffrey's still out. I'm going to go with the Panthers, but it could be.
Darnold has been playing, He's been playing. He played well at the beginning of the season. These last two games, he's just like, You know what I mean?
I agree.
He came down and tied up the game yesterday against Minnesota, but then Minnesota came down and won it on a walk-off touchdown.
Field goal, but yeah.
Was it a field goal? Oh, wasn't it? It was overtime. They scored a touchdown.
The Vikings?
Yes.
Really?
KJ Osborne, 27-yard touchdown to win the game.
Wow, I thought it was a game of a field goal.
No, Greg Joseph missed a 47-yarder to win it at the end of regulation.
Oh, you're right.
Sam Darnold drove them down the field and threw a touchdown to Robbie Anderson and then converted the 2-point conversion to tie it up.
Yeah, you're right.
It was 2 minutes left, and it was 28-20. And then, they won it on a walk-off. So, but I'm going to go with Carolina. The Giants just fucking suck.
Yeah, I'll go with Carolina, too.
And then Philly versus the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I thought the Raiders would collapse last week, and they definitely didn't. They actually played really, really well. So there's no reason for me not to pick them again. Yeah, well, I didn't pick them last week, but I'm going to pick them this week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, get rid of Toxic and, you strive. Derek Carr threw 341 yards on 18 completions, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Yeah. I like his odds against Philadelphia. And then we have, oh God, I don't even want to talk about this game. Arizona versus Houston in Arizona. Arizona is favored to win by 17. Make it 7D. Give me Arizona. I don't even want to talk. This game shouldn't even be on live TV, especially if Davis Mills is playing. Oh,
I'm going to keep
God.
it short and sweet and say I'm just taking Arizona.
I said last week that the Texans could possibly beat the Colts, and then they got their asses whooped. This game is going to be an onslaught. Watch the Texans beat the Cardinals.
God damn.
If the Texans beat the Cardinals, everybody that is listening to this right now and hearing me say this, I'll give you $100. That's how confident I am the Cardinals are going to win. So, and then Monday night, this was your upset. The Colts over the Niners. Primetime game. You've seen what the Colts just did in primetime. They almost beat the Ravens. Yeah, I'll take the Colts. I like that pick. I don't know anything about the 49ers. They're so inconsistent.
So
They're just injuries are just
they don't score a lot of points.
George Kittle's hurt. Is Jimmy G hurt? Is he healthy? What's going on? What's up with their running backs? Like, I don't know. So yeah, give me the Colts Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, and then Monday Night Football. Why the Seahawks get back-to-back primetime games, I have no idea. But
because they're supposed to have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but the Saints versus the Seahawks Monday Night Football in Seattle. Just give me the Saints, man. Geno Smith I don't think he can get it done.
No, he fumbled the ball and lost him the game. Yeah, I'm going to take the Saints as well. They're also coming off a bye, so I'm going to go with the Saints.
And just like that, we can talk about next week's Thursday night game too. Oh my God. We are in for excuse my language, I know your mom's listening, we are in for a fucking treat next Thursday. Green Bay versus Arizona, Thursday night football. God damn, that's a good game.
Oh yeah, that's going to be amazing.
That is a good game. Could be an NFC championship game.
Could be.
Now, I don't think... they could beat the Rams. Arizona could win that division. I don't know. Yeah, good game next week. I don't even know who... I'm going to pick
Wait, you said it's in Green Bay?
No, it's in Arizona. I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Green Bay too. Aaron Rodgers shines in prime time.
Yeah.
He loves big games. He loves big moments. So I'm gonna take them, and they're gonna give Arizona the first loss.
Love it. Unless Houston does it this week.
Wow.
So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for week 6 or is it week 6 or week 7?
Week 7.
Week 7. Yeah, it's gonna wrap it up for week 7. And the prime Thursday night game of week 8. Yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go out on a limb and apologize in advance. If there are screaming babies in the background, my wife is giving birth in 2 days, so just an apology in advance if our schedule is a bit inconsistent, but nevertheless, shouldn't be. We'll make it work. We always do. Do you have anything you want to say?
RELAX, Browns fans.
You want to be Aaron Rodgers so bad. But I agree. No, I agree. I would just go TIME. Time. Give it time. You know what I'm saying? Give it time to for things to work themselves out, for us to part ways with Baker Mayfield or Joe Woods or whatever. You know what I mean? Just give it time. Mm-hmm. End of the season. It's not like we're coming off of an 0-16 or a terrible season last year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree.
Even if, I'm going to go out on them, even if we miss the playoffs this year,
Don't even put that into the universe. Take it back.
Well, sorry. I already said it. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you on the other side.